This was supposed to be the one. Mario Kart World wasn't just another sequel. It was Nintendo's first major launch title for the Switch 2 and the first new Mario Kart in over a decade. Fans weren't just excited, they were counting down the days. After the massive success of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, expectations weren't just high, they were through the roof. For years, rumors swirled about what this new entry would bring. A full open world, a reinvented single-player mode, next-gen graphics, even Battle Royale leaks had fans foaming at the mouth, and with Nintendo staying quiet for so long, every silent month added to the hype. Everyone thought they're cooking something huge, and honestly, they kind of were. Mario Kart World does have big ideas. An open-world hub, a new knockout mode, massive, seamless tracks. It should have been a game changer, but the second you start playing, that feeling of excitement fades. Not all at once, just slowly enough that you start asking yourself, wait, is this it? But the cracks start to show fast, and they only get deeper from here. If there's one thing Mario Kart has always nailed, it's the Grand Prix mode. It's the core of the experience, the place where you learn the tracks, unlock characters, and test your skills solo before heading online. So naturally, it's the first thing I booted up. I expected polished design, exciting cups, and that classic Nintendo magic. At first, it feels familiar. You pick your character, choose your kart, and jump into the first cup. You hit the first track, do your 3 laps, and everything seems normal. Then the next race starts, and you're not racing. You're just driving down a long, empty highway. No items, no drifting, just a long, straight path to the next track. Turns out that highway counts as the first 2 laps of your race. Every single race now begins with this weird transition section, and by the time you get to the actual track, you only race 1 real lap. That's it. 1 lap, then you're kicked out and back onto another highway. And it's not just 1 cup, it's every cup. Every single time. The result? Grand Prix mode feels hollow. Instead of racing full courses, you're just drifting through highways and getting tiny slices of gameplay that barely feel satisfying. It's disjointed, repetitive, and worst of all, it kills the adrenaline that makes Mario Kart exciting. And it gets worse when you realize all that effort leads to absolutely nothing. Normally, finishing Grand Prix in Mario Kart is just the beginning. You get stars, unlock new characters, maybe open up a mirror mode or that wild 200cc difficulty. There's always that little buzz of excitement after every cup, wondering what you'll unlock next. But in Mario Kart World, that thrill is completely gone. I went all in, 3-starred every single cup, thinking maybe the game was hiding something deeper. I kept grinding, hoping some kind of endgame would kick in. Mirror mode? Nope. eBay XCC? Nowhere to be found. Bonus characters or carts? Nada. Not even a single alternate costume. You get absolutely nothing. It's not just disappointing, it's baffling. Nintendo has never done this before. Even the older handheld versions threw you a bone for completing cups. Here, it feels like they forgot to finish the reward system. Or worse, they decided it wasn't worth adding one at all. Which raises the question, what's the point of even trying? There's no incentive to replay. No depth to uncover, no feeling of progression. It's like beating a game and finding out the credits. Just roll with no payoff. All you're left with is the sense that your time meant nothing. And just when I thought the single player had hit rock bottom, I found the big new feature everyone was talking about. And it somehow made things even messier. This was supposed to be the game changer. The moment that Mario Kart finally went open world. Something fans had dreamed about for years. The trailers hyped it up. The menus hinted at it. And when I finally decided to try it out, it took me 5 full minutes just to figure out how to start it. You'd think free roam would be right there under single player or adventure or literally anywhere obvious. But nope. It's a tiny icon shoved into the corner of the main menu. No label, no intro, no explanation. You press start and suddenly, you're just dropped into this giant map with 0 direction. No NPCs, no dialogue, no tutorial. Just you, your kart, and a big empty world with no real objective. There are these little P-switches scattered around that trigger mini challenges, and to be fair, some of them are kind of fun. But there's no way to track which ones you've done. No progress log, no map markers, If you're trying to 100% the world, good luck. You're literally just driving in circles and hoping you stumble into something. And your reward for completing these random challenges? Stickers, that's it. Not characters, not carts, not new abilities or power-ups, just boring little stickers to slap on your profile. Like that's supposed to keep players grinding for hours. It feels like a giant feature with zero substance. And just when I thought it couldn't get any more disappointing, I started thinking about what this open world could have been. That's the thing, the idea of free roam isn't bad. In fact, it's kind of genius. A living, breathing Mario Kart world where you explore at your own pace, discover hidden tracks, and race on the fly. That sounds like a dream game, but instead of building on that promise, Nintendo gave us an empty map with no soul. Imagine if you had to unlock tracks by finding them out in the world. Maybe you discover a rickety wooden bridge in a haunted forest, and crossing it triggers a spooky race. Or stumble across a volcano and boom, like you're launched into a lava-filled track. The world could have felt alive, with races hidden like secrets waiting to be found, but none of that exists. It's all just background. They didn't even try to give it a narrative hook. No characters to talk to, no small quests, no why behind anything. Not even a goofy side story. And remember, even the Mario Golf game on Switch, which nobody asked for, had a light RPG mode with towns, upgrades, and a simple plot. But Mario Kart, one of Nintendo's biggest cash cows, it gets nothing. What's wild is that the foundation is already there. The world looks amazing, the map is huge, the atmosphere is right, but without a reason to explore it, it all just feels like wasted potential. They had the skeleton of something great, and didn't bother putting the heart in. And yet I still held out hope, because at the end of the day, Mario Kart has always been about one thing: going online and destroying your friends. So I thought, hey, maybe multiplayer will save this. I was wrong. Multiplayer has always been Mario Kart's bread and butter. It's where the chaos really shines, drifting around corners, dodging shells, trash-talking friends, and pulling off last-second wins. So after the weak Grand Prix and the empty free roam, I figured, okay, at least online will deliver. Spoiler, it doesn't. The first thing I noticed, those same long, boring highways from single player are still here. In every online match, and there's no option to skip them. Instead of jumping straight into a race, you're stuck driving through these dead stretches of road, again, just to get to the actual track. One lap, done. Next race, rinse and repeat. It slows everything down and completely kills the momentum. But here's where it gets really bad. The track selection system is tied to the open world. That means players are voting on races based on the section of the map they're standing in. If you haven't unlocked or explored certain areas, you can't even vote for those tracks. So most of the time, everyone ends up racing the same 3 or 4 courses over and over again. It feels like you're stuck in some kind of online loop with no variety. It's confusing, it's unbalanced, and worst of all, it's just not fun. Mario Kart 8 had clean matchmaking, fast races, tons of track variety. Mario Kart World somehow made everything slower, messier, and more limited. Even with better hardware and a brand new console, it makes no sense. At this point, I was ready to give up, until one mode actually surprised me. One mode that almost made all this feel worth it. Just when I was about to write the whole game off, I stumbled into something I didn't expect. Knockout mode. And honestly, it kind of rules. It's basically Mario Kart's version of a battle royale. A massive elimination race where players drop off one by one until there's only one left standing. The pacing is fast, the stakes are high, and every race feels intense. Suddenly, that one-lap format makes sense here. Every second matters, every item counts. And when you're down to the final 4, your heart's pounding like it's the final circle in Warzone. What's wild is that knockout mode feels like it was made by a different team. The UI is cleaner, the rules are clear, the adrenaline is real. It's everything the rest of the game should have been. This is the only time where the game actually takes advantage of the new hardware, and it proves Nintendo can still innovate when they want to. But it also highlights just how frustrating the rest of the game is. If they had taken the creativity from Knockout and applied it to Grand Prix, Free Roam, or even the online matchmaking, we'd be looking at something amazing. Instead, it's like they poured all their energy into one mode and left the rest unfinished. So yeah, Knockout is great, but it's not enough to save the game. And that leads to the one question nobody wants to ask. What the hell happened here? Mario Kart World should have been a victory lap. A new gen title on brand new hardware, a love letter to everything fans have waited years for. But instead, it feels rushed, half-baked, and oddly soulless, like a tech demo with a Mario Kart skin. For the first time ever, this series feels like it's lost its way. It's not just the weak Grand Prix mode or the broken online. It's not even the empty free roam. It's the fact that none of it connects. The game is filled with big ideas, but there's no glue holding them together. No story, no rewards, no clear direction. It's like they built a giant playground and forgot to add the actual toys. And here's the part that really stings. This is the game Nintendo launched the Switch 2 with. People spent $500 expecting a flagship experience. Instead, they got something that feels like it's still in beta. If they don't start patching this fast, and I mean really fast, this could go down as the shortest-lived Mario Kart ever. That said, not everything is a disaster. Knockout mode proves there's still some spark left under the hood. The graphics are gorgeous. The music slaps. But right now, it's style over substance. A shell of what it could have been, so if you haven't bought it yet, wait, if you already have it, fingers crossed Nintendo starts listening. Because right now, Mario Kart World kinda sucks.